This is why I need TV. All right, so we're starting over from the top. So want to introduce you guys to Erin Loman Jeck. She's a expert coach, expert speaker. She helps people get 10K from any stage, master at personal transformation, and overcoming your money blocks. So we're going to learn about money mindset, sales mindset from Erin today. We're going to give Erin a warm Manifest X welcome, okay? And some of you guys already know how this works. Some of you don't, so I'm going to show you how this works. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the unmute button right now at the bottom of your screen, bottom left, unmute. And on 3, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. What's up, Erin, with insane enthusiasm? Y'all got it? Got it? Good. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What's up, Erin?
What's up, Erin?
What's up, Erin? How you feeling?
I'm good. It's snowing outside and I barely got here in time to be here. So it's like at least like 4 or 5 inches and it's crazy outside. So I'm glad I made it home safe so I could be here with all of you amazing people.
Yes, me too. I'm glad you made it home safe. I'm super happy to have you. We're also here today from Jackie Simmons. So let's give Jackie Simmons a quick warm welcome to the community, as if she hasn't been a regular for months and months and months. On 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3. What's up, Jackie?
What's up, Jackie?
In a house.
Jackie.
Yes, Jackie is going to teach us today about how to sell what your customers really want in as little as 7 minutes and 7 minutes or less. So stay tuned to learn from Jackie even more about sales and the magic that she does. So we're going to have a powerful chat. Okay, somebody said my name.
Yes, I don't mean to interrupt, but Erin is still spotlighted, so we can't see you talking.
Oh, that's amazing. Great. Well, right back over to Erin. Maybe that was on purpose, huh? Ever consider that?
You are a genius.
All right, cool. I'm just going to rock with it. All right, back over to Erin. We will feature everybody's faces appropriately going forward. Thank you for the feedback, Katie. Love Katie. All right, so Erin, are you with us?
I am here.
Lovely. Tell us about our workshop talk today. Is it all about money blocks?
It is. And the best part is you don't even understand how creative your brain is in creating blocks that you don't even know exist. So we're going to really examine that. And then I'm going to have a money block quiz that you can go in and see if you can find some of your money blocks and kind of untangle some of those webs that have been woven over the years.
I'm here for it, 100%. I know the power of the subconscious mind is more than any of us know, fully its full potential. And I know that if it's not 100% in alignment with my desires, I'm going to be pushing rocks up a mountain. And so getting some of those unconscious blocks out of the way, or even becoming aware of them, is the first step to transformation. And you've cracked the code many times. I know you've done it live at events, in person, and consistently with hundreds and hundreds of people for many, many years. So I'm excited for this. Erin, shall we dive right in?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I think where I'd like to start with you, just for everybody to get up to speed with the greatness of who you are. Why don't you share us your story and how you got started with what you're doing today and why you are the Erin?
Yeah, well, it's never a straight line, right? There's all these twists and turns. So to take you all the way back, my dream was to be a dolphin trainer, and I moved to the Florida Keys and was. But what you realize is that it only pays you $8.50 an hour. So if you're living in the Florida Keys, and I know Jackie understands this, living in Florida, but living in the Florida Keys is expensive. So to make $8.50 was nothing. So I literally came home and went to school to be a therapist. And about 12 credits shy of my master's, I realized that people didn't come to change, they came to complain. And that wasn't something I wanted to do. Being a huge empath, like feeling everybody's stuff for 10-hour days, dropping out the most trauma that they've experienced in their life, like that's not so much fun to sit in. And what I kept hearing at school was, they would say, just keep seeing them. They keep complaining about the problem. It doesn't matter. That gives you job security. That is not in my integrity. My integrity is to get people to change and to really move the needle in their life. And so that's when I was like, you know what? Therapy isn't for me. So I got on this journey. I looked at it and I said, this is about 12 years ago. And I said, I don't know. People don't go to a therapist to change. So what's somebody that wants change? So I became a coach. And I didn't know what kind of coach, of course, right? So it's like, oh, coach, yes, I've been a coach in sports my whole life, so why not? And what I realized is I was really good at business and really good at helping people see the big vision and reverse engineer and how to get there. So I've been a business coach for speakers for 12 years. And what I'll say, what happened for me to jump into just speaking and the speakers, I was speaking everywhere and people were saying, you're so amazing. How do you do what you do? And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, I see you everywhere. How do you get on all these stages? So that's when I started to see that, and kind of like Jackie's talking about, finding out exactly what your audience needs. That's where I kept hearing it over and over and over. And I was like, well, obviously I know something, because I don't know, I've just been getting on these stages because that's what I wanted to do. And I would just ask. But I really went and studied with the top speaking coaches, vocal coaches in the world, became certified in many, many different ways. But it really, truly, it was, how can we get to change people in a massive way from stage? And so I use my psychology background when talking about that on stage. So and I'm also like speaking coach, so I do that. But what I will tell you is the roller coaster, and I'm going to ask anybody who in here has been on the entrepreneur roller coaster. Feast and famine. Oh yes, that's us. So the thing that I realized about entrepreneurship, it is, I say it's personal development 2.0. It's like the master's program, the MBA, because you really have to, your stuff gets kicked up all the time. So when you're doing this, you're having highs and you're like, I'm so confident, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing my jam. And then you put something out there and no one buys, right? So for me, what I realized is I must be having my own money blocks. And this happened many times. I faced eviction. I've faced bankruptcy. I lost $65,000 in an event in 2019, a huge event, rented it all out. And my event producer was a fraud, and I was stuck with a $65,000 bill. So I think I've learned a lot about how to overcome those things and to go, okay, why did I attract this? And so that's why I became so passionate. Yes, I'm still doing all this stuff with speakers and coaches, but really, truly, I was like, well, everyone has this money block. If they're not receiving money, they have a sales block. There's something in there. And so that's why I got really excited about doing this, because I had to dig deep into my own money blocks first. So
Epic.
That's the story.
Yeah, epic. Super relatable. I saw everybody raising their hand, knowing that we're all with you. I'd actually love for full participation. By the way, guys, we have a rule at Manifest X Mastermind, and the one rule, the ground rule for you to partake, is playful out. Playful out means show up on camera when you can, unless you have a situation that we understand. Playful out, ask questions, raise your hands, type in the chat when there's questions being asked, because you only get out what you put in. And life is too precious to put in your 50-50 or your 95%, right? Life is now. And can we all agree that we're going to play full out in this and get the most out of this? Go ahead and raise your hand. Say I, me, yes, both hands, feet up as well. Okay, great. Awesome. I think they're ready for you, Erin. And
right.
Also, last thing I'll say, I just want to know, like, if you're a coach, an entrepreneur, I know we have people who are in the health game, we have people in the money game, spiritual practices. Just go ahead and say in the chat, what is your business? Who are you helping? And what is the problem that you solve for people? And so that Erin and I and everybody knows who you are, you guys can connect with each other later as well. Cool. So just go ahead and who are you? What do you do for people in the chat? And Erin, keep rocking and rolling.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk about the conscious and the unconscious. So for some of you, we all know what that is, but to really dive deep, there's only about 5% of our operating all day long that is actually coming from our conscious mind. Everything else is in the subconscious. And so you got to know how to go down in there. There's this critical wedge that sits between that. So all of the time, you're just usually thinking, oh, I'm operating from my critical mind. But when you actually throw in emotions and past lives and DNA, things that are passed down in generations, on top of everything you've learned between the age of 0 to 18. Now I'm going to tell you why. So Stanford did a study on children between the ages of 0 and 18. And what they discovered was between 0 and 5, and I'd love for participation in this, who's the person that's around you the most? Who are the people that are your like mentors, people you're modeling after, who you're learning from? It's your parents, right? So having your parents around, they have their own baggage that they've been taught and they've brought in, right? So from 0 to 5, mom, dad, maybe some siblings, but really, truly, you're a really knit, close family. Now, between 5 and 9, you have more options. Now you're going to school. So now you can even expand. Maybe you have cousins, aunts and uncles, grandparents, really all the kids around you and the teachers. So think about this. We started at school at 5 years old. Oh my gosh, just totally unapologetically myself. Excited, totally expressed. And then a teacher says, put your hands to yourself, stand in line, don't stand out, don't speak until spoken to, or you need to raise your hand. We started to become smaller and smaller and smaller. So all of these things were affecting us, right? And now you go into junior high and high school. My son is a freshman in high school right now. And whew, when he comes home, we talk about things. I'm like, yeah, I remember how much I could not stand high school. And so between the ages of 0 and 18, 95% of what you know is already locked in. 0 to 5 is like 50%, then it's 30%, then a little bit more. And now you're sitting at 15%. Now you're at 95% of everything you know about who you are, where you fit in the world, and how the world works is already programmed in. So we're all operating as 18-year-olds and younger underneath the scenes. And so when you really think about that, nothing is really changing. You're only changing 5% if you're just working on the conscious mind. So you have to go back and really look at those things and understand, what are these things coming up for you, right? How are these things showing up? Now, I said today that your brain is very creative. So there's 3 things that happen. So as information comes in, we're actually taking in 111 million bits per second. You feel the energy, the air. I hear my central air going right now, or the heater. You're taking in everything around you, but you're only able to retain 65 bits per second. So what's happening to those other millions and millions out there? Well, they're being deleted, distorted, ignored. There's all these generalizations. There are things that are happening right now that because you're focused on me, but maybe it's a little cold in the room. My dog just laid down. We kind of start to like put our blinders on, right? And so it's really important to figure out, what are you actually doing in those moments? So let's say a circumstance comes up. Now what happens is, as you even hear my voice, right? You're looking at me, you're hearing me. And in that moment, you're thinking all these things. Your body's doing all these things. You might be, like I said, deleting that I can hear the air going in my room. You might be distorting an idea like, oh, my dog must be tired. He's laying down beside me, right? We make up stories about situations so that they fit. But the other thing that's happening is all of us, and I'd love to hear in the chat if you know what your best learning style is. Is it visual? Is it auditory? Is it kinesthetic? Is it auditory digital, like the self-talk, like you talk yourself into things? If you know what yours is, put it in the chat, because I'd love to see what some of yours are. I'm highly kinesthetic, and my second is visual. So everything that comes in, I'm making pictures in my brain, right? My kids, I call it a picture brain because we actually have photographic memories. So that's how we actually talk about that. But you're really creating a picture inside your mind, but it's all based on those beliefs you've had between 0 and 18. So think about that. 2 kids grow up in the same household. Some situation happens. Say the parent says, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, right? The same thing happens to 2 siblings. One could totally change that, make that into a dramatic story about how there's no money. There's never going to be money. You have to work hard. You're going to struggle for it. How many of you want to think you have to work hard to earn it? Maybe struggle through it because it's got to be worth it, right? There's some of us. Yeah. So that could be something very small that happened in one sentence that came out of your parents' mouth without them even thinking about how it would change you. Now, the other sibling could have like, oh, okay, money doesn't grow on trees. I'm going to go out and I'm going to go make mine. I'm going to go out there and conquer the world. I know it's going to be easy. I'm going to go make it happen. And so what happens is we create these stories in order to make sense. Now, I'd also like to say, anyone feeling here not worthy, not deserving sometimes, maybe not enough, I've had it in my life. I know that I've done a lot of work to overcome them, but it affects in a lot of different ways. And I'll tell you how creative my brain was. So about a year ago, I took a similar money blocks quiz that I'm going to give to you guys by the time we leave here. And what happened was I was reading through it, and one of them was like, oh, I spend money on nice underwear and bra or whatever. It was like undergarments or clothes. And when it got to undergarments, I was like, and this is the funniest part of the story. I'm like, I buy Walmart underwear. Like, why would I pay money for like underwear? Like, who cares? Nobody sees it but my husband, okay? Been married 17 years. Doesn't matter what kind of underwear I wear anymore, okay? But what I realized when I dug deep into it, like half the time they have holes in them because you wash them twice and they fall apart, right? But when I thought about it, ELJ, my future self, she sat under the trees with Oprah, New York Times bestselling author, $40 million company. Like, that girl's got it going on. My future self wouldn't buy Walmart underwear. And I was like, oh, what is this really about? I didn't feel like I deserved to spend that kind of money on undergarments that no one would see. And so it took me digging into that to realize it was about deserving. It was about receiving. It was about worth. And hey guys, I told you how much work I've done. Plus I went to school to be a therapist. I've done deep work. And here I am finding this little thing that I didn't think really mattered, but it does underneath. And every time I'm putting those underwear on, my subconscious mind was saying, yep, you don't deserve anything more than that. This is what you get. And I didn't realize it. So I want you to know there are probably money blocks and sales blocks, receiving blocks that are getting in your way of being at your utmost potential. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have it. And it's not our fault that we adopted these things. We took on beliefs from our parents. I always believe I have to work hard and struggle for it. And the other one, my mom said to me, I was probably 15 or 16. She was going to a channeler that now upped it from 300 to 3,000 to go to her events. And my mom said, gurus shouldn't make money. They should be able to give away their stuff for free because everybody needs it. And I believed that for a long time. And then I got into this business. How is that going to help me? It's not, right? And so it's really good to dive in and figure out what some of those things are. But like I said, I can tell you that I've had sales blocks in the past that I've overcome and figured out. I can tell you that I wasn't closing deals. I was sitting down with people super excited about their business, telling them all this stuff. And I would let them go from meeting with me, not collecting the money. And then they would fall off. And I didn't understand that was a sabotage. Why wouldn't I they said yes. Why wouldn't I take the money on the call? So it's really important for you to do this work to figure out what some of those things are that are coming up. I knew that I always struggled with not being worthy or not being enough, and not worthy in the sense of money. It came from other things, right? So you really have to examine this. And it's things, like I said, you might just have made up a story about. One of my stories was I was 10 years old, my daddy's funeral. And my grandma, his mom, told my mom it was painful to look at me. As I know now as an adult, it's because I look like my dad. I have his mannerisms. He was my best friend in the entire world. We did everything together. But in that moment, that sentence to me said that my authentic self at 10 years old was causing pain to everyone around me by just being me. So that's why I set out to fix people as a therapist. If I could fix people, then it would be enough. People would love me. If I could fix their pain, I would even take on their energy and be stuck with it a lot until I was about 30. Now my body doesn't let me do that anymore. But when that was a problem and I didn't know how to do that, I was always feeling like I wasn't worthy unless I was taking on people's stuff and fixing their stuff. So that's really important for people to really dig deep and figure out what kind of things were said to you as a child, right? So I really want you to sit here and think for a few minutes. What is your biggest money block that you know you have? And put it in the chat because I want to see what other people have. Some of them are not worthy enough. Amira, I see your note. I want to see in the chat. Tell me what some of yours are.
Hey, Erin.
Yes.
Can you give us like my biggest money block is, and maybe give us 3 or 4 choices? Because that would make it a lot easier for me to
I know.
type.
Well, I had a slide that had this, but I'm just going to read them off. Okay. I don't deserve money. It's wrong to charge a lot for the transformation or coaching. It's hard to make money. It can be a struggle. Money comes from working hard. The world is not abundant, or money is a scarce resource. You need money to make money. I can't do what I love and make money. Wealthy people are corrupt and use money for power and control. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Money creates more problems. It's not right to be rich when others are poor. I make a lot of money, but I can't keep it. How many make money and it's gone before you know it? Money is the root of all evil. How many have heard that? I mean, some of us that were in church, that's what you heard. Or you can't be spiritual and rich at the same time. Not meant to make a high level income. It's just money. I'll make more. I need to learn to save. Yeah, I think sometimes, and I'll be honest with you on my husband's story. One of his was a dresser. He got so mad when we moved. We sold a lot of our furniture. We were going to buy some when we moved into this house, all this stuff. It was taking us like a month. I was like, oh, I had plastic bins. I had all my clothes in. And I was like, it's totally cool. I'm fine with that. My husband lost his shit the other day. And I didn't, like, this was, I don't know how long we lived here, 3 years. Lost it one day. And I was like, it's just a dresser. When he said to me, but Erin, my mom could never keep enough money. Every time we got it, she spent it, and then we were evicted. So I lived out of a car with my 3 siblings. And in that, a dresser meant stability and safety. So see how a lot of things can come up that you have no idea are anything to do with something that happened from your past. Ooh, indifferent about money. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, talk about that one. I was going to say, I would love to hear your opinion on that one.
Yeah. So what I'd actually ask, if she come on off mute and tell me a little bit more about being indifferent to money. Tell me the 2 feelings that you have around money, because indifferent means I have 2 different things, right, going on. I feel this, and then I'm like, but I just let it go, right? I'd love to hear more about that. Who was it that posted that in there? Oh, Brittany?
Brittany.
Okay. Come off mute. Let me hear you.
There we go. Hello.
So tell me more about this indifference you feel for money.
Yeah, so it's more of a past thing that I've been working through, where it's just like, it's money, whatever. I don't really need it, although I do need it. And, just overall indifferent. It's just an object. It's just paper, that sort of thing. So yes, that is.
I love it. Well, and what I will say is one of the tools I've learned is called parts integration. There's a part of me that believes this and a part of me that believes this, right? Both parts are usually trying to keep you safe, right? One's like, oh, money's not such a big deal. The other one's like, well, I do need it. I mean, the world works on money, right? It's a financial system. So you have these 2 parts. And when you actually sit down and talk to both sides of that, you actually start to realize they're trying to help you stay safe. They're trying to help you in such different ways. And what we end up doing is having them finally come together and realize that those 2 beliefs both have reality to them in some sense. You probably have some evidence that money doesn't mean something. Then you have some other evidence that money does mean something, right? And so when you're in conflict like that, it's really hard to manifest, to bring it in, to create situation where abundance is attracted to you, because you're asking for 2 separate things. Money doesn't mean anything to me, but I do need money though, right? And so if you're doing that, it's this push and pull, and the universe doesn't know what to give you. But when you actually bring those 2 things together and heal that, it's no longer there anymore. And what I always like to say is some of my parts like to have other parties, like they like other jobs. And so I assign them different jobs that make them still feel like they're helping me, but it's still something that's actually more beneficial than it has been, because having 2 things going on inside of your energy field about money, about sales, is always going to get in the way, because the universe doesn't know what to give you when you're asking for both things at the same time. Lack of and abundance. How do I do that? So really coming together with those parts of you that have those different ideas of what that looks like would be really helpful for you. So you're going to love the money block quiz, and I'm going to drop that in the chat so you guys can take that as well. And what I'll do is I will actually give every single one of you, you take the money block quiz. And then what I'll do is I will set up a 30-minute call with you to go through your money blocks and help you really even determine them more if some of you don't know what they are, or as you go through it, you'll see some come up more than others. Okay, there's the quiz. And so and it gives you some prompts after you do it as well of other places you should look. Who has somebody that screwed them over? Like I talked about losing 65 grand, right? So have you done forgiveness work on that? Have you healed that story, right? We have to really look. If you have not, you need to do some work there, right? Because it could be affecting how you're bringing in more money. So, you got to look at relationships, not just like I said earlier, like what did our parents teach us? What was passed down? I definitely know when I did some deeper work, there's different ways that you can go about these money blocks. But one of them is looking at your timeline in your life all the way back, DNA passed down or past lives from people who believe that. I went 101 lifetimes back and found myself really having a trouble and thinking that it's hard work. You always have to work hard for it, right? And so that's literally still inside of my soul and still inside of my energetic field until we heal it. So really doing this work is going to help you discover what they are. And then there's some quick tools. And what I like to do is teach you how to be able to do that. So I'll also invite you guys, after you guys do the money quiz, I have an upcoming workshop. It says your money blocks are killing your business. And we're going to go into there and we're going to learn how to dive into those, partner with somebody and practice with one another so that you learn the skill so that you also can help your clients. Your clients are signing up. They're like, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. Oh, I got to ask my husband. Those are all blocks that you could literally help them remove even in the prospecting call, to then in order them to see, this is what it's like working with Erin, and then go, oh, I really do need this. And they'll sign up. So that's what I want to teach you guys, how to be able to do this for yourself and others, because how many believe there's a lot of limiting beliefs that people need to let go of? And just think about your clients, right? Like how many blocks do they have about anything? I'm just talking money and sales right now. Think of everything, like how you look, how you feel, your family dynamics, all of that. So it's really essential to dive deep and find those things out. So what I want to do is I'm going to open it up, Mira. If anyone has any questions, I'd love to take a few questions.
That's fire. I love what we're sharing. Yes, let's get some questions. I'm loving the engagement in the chat. We got Erin Loman Jeck, you guys. So take advantage. Don't take advantage of her, but like take advantage of her. And you also have a chance. So she has upcoming workshop, and then do you I know that you're speaking at Global Awakening as well. You'll be there.
Yep. Yes.
So Erin and I will be at Global Awakening in Miami. So is Harrison Klein, by the way, who's here.
When is that?
It's February 24th.
Yeah, well, before that, you're both speaking at Unlimited.
That's true.
Yes.
Unlimited Confidence. You guys are both speaking in December, like the 16th to 18th. Just a reminder.
Yeah, I was just going through all the incredible events that I know that you can see Erin. And of course, last but not least, Jackie Simmons, Unlimited Confidence. What are those dates again?
16th through the 18th.
Yep, December 16 to 18.
So we'll learn way more about that when Jackie speaks as well. But I'm so stoked. I'll be there. Erin will be there. Come.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Erin, but tell us about your workshop and when is that?
Yeah, I was going to change the dates. I was going to do it this weekend, and then I realized I got a lot of feedback that people want a 1 day. So what I want to do is I'm going to break it up. The first workshop is a 1 day on money blocks specifically. And then the next one from there, I'll also offer another one probably in January that will go through sales blocks. Because as soon as you go to money first, you clear some of those out. And you have like a month to kind of practice it and see what's coming up and see how things are changing. And then in January, I have another one where it's all sales blocks. So I'm setting those dates soon. I was just thinking about it after I was driving home today about how I want to do that. So when you take that money block quiz, I will have your email and I'll make sure all of you get invited to that as well. And make sure that you guys can see, you know, some of these things, because I want you to learn it for yourself. I don't want to do it to you. I want you to learn for yourself so that you can continue to do it.
And I'm excited for everybody to do this work. You know, everybody here is helping others. So to do this work with your clients, I think that's where you see the ripple of impact. You're unblocking yourself, you're passing on the gift to your clients. And now maybe where before they couldn't sign up because of their stuff, now they get to experience your work with you. And that's really, really powerful. And the other thing is too, when you hit somebody's limiting beliefs in a sales conversation and they're stuck there, not only do they not get the benefit of working with you and they stay stuck with their problem, they also stay stuck with the limiting beliefs they have about money, that they can't do it. And that stays with them. And so having the ability to like isolate and identify what limiting beliefs are stopping them, what money blocks are stopping them, and then moving through them, it's like such an incredible form of service. And I definitely appreciate having been in expert calls like with you and with other incredible coaches who are able to identify my blind spots, help me move through them, and then they're gone forever. And so I highly recommend you guys taking advantage of this. And we all said, guys, just notice, you all said you'd playful out, right? Right at the beginning of the call, you all said playful out. And yet I have not a single question for Erin yet. So if they don't do it, okay, here's Empress. How do you become intentional with your sale? Boom. That's a great question. Go ahead, Erin.
I love it. Well, intentional for me, here's how I get people to buy, to convert, right? One of the things that I think a lot of people leave on the table, like you said, the ripple effect. When I ask somebody, if you don't get on stages, if you're not getting out there and making a sale, if you're not filling your roster and having it with people that really need your services, you're doing the world a disservice. It's kind of like giving the finger to the higher power, because you're really like, this is your gift. This is what you're here for. When you're intentional, there are many times where I stand for the people you're here to serve. Not even for you. Yeah, it's great. I can have intentional, results with you, but I want these results to also affect the people you're here to serve, the people that are divinely guided to work with you. And so I think that is really important for people to pull out of your prospects, to really go deeper into that and find what is it that they really want. What are the results that they really want to get for people? If you knew you had the cure to cancer, would you keep it or would you tell people? So why is it a problem when we know we have the solution to someone's problem? You guys, here's my favorite thing. You know, right now, there people are praying and manifesting for you to show up, and say they get on a call with you and you don't close the sale. You're doing them a disservice, because you have the thing that they need. So you really need to show up, play full out, and just give people the offer. It's nothing scary. No one's gonna like throw tomatoes at you or something every time you ask. Hey, you say you have this problem. I have the solution. Let's play. Like, let's work together. Like, why not? Why not leave that problem behind? It's just like cancer. So if you think of that, if you have the cure to someone's ailment and they've literally been praying and manifesting, and you do not give them the opportunity to work with you, then you should just go get a JOB. You should just go get a JOB, because why? I mean, you're not helping them. So you have to get out of your way. It's not about you anymore. It's about them and the people they serve. When we get out of our own way, that's when all the people line up and are like out the door wanting to sign up for your programs, because it's not about me. I've spoke during a miscarriage on stage. I've spoke when my mom was about to have surgery and I thought she might die. I've been on stages when I did not want to be. It would have been so much easier to not do it. But then those people would never be served. And I believe at the end of life, I don't want to go up wherever the big pearly gates are and find a big box of names of the people I didn't serve because I didn't show up and I didn't give them the offer, and they still suffered.
So powerful. So powerful. Who can relate to that? Just raise their hands. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So I think if nothing else, you can take away from Erin's talk, like what I'm receiving is just the power of the ripple of impact. We stand for the person that's in front of us, but also for the people that they represent, for the people in their personal lives and their families. and their clients and the teams and the future impact they get to have as a result of the work that you do. I know Chris, for example, is a credible health coach, and he supports with supplements and mindset, nutrition, and exercise, which is the full package, really everything that you need to like get out of your own way and get in the best shape of your life. And so when he doesn't show up, say, and somebody says no to his offers, then, and without any like even identifying what the sales blocks are or the money blocks that are stopping them, that means for a person that might be the last hope that they had to, okay, I'm finally getting in shape. Maybe that's the last hope that they had to show up, be the best parent they can be. And then what it ends up happening, instead of being the kind of parent who plays with their kids on the playground, they're the kind of parent who sits on the couch and just watches, or just stays at home in the first place, or sits on the bench. And so it's these tiny things that have an impact over time. And then the kids grow up with the blueprint with like not enough energy, maybe I'm not worth it or whatever, right? So like all these tiny things that have a ripple of impact that we don't really realize. But when you do, and you can see that, and you can see the ripple of impact in the people that they serve, then you have this like power inside of you, like the mission. It's like the we over me. Like the mission becomes more important than the mindset obstacle, than the problem, than the whatever. And you just like stay focused on the mission. Okay, I'm ranting, but thank you so much, Erin. This is so powerful. Everybody, please take Erin's quiz, show up to her workshop, and let's give it up for Erin. That was powerful. Yes. Yeah, ranting. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. All right, so in one sentence, what is your single biggest takeaway from Erin's talk about money blocks? One sentence, just like my insight is in the chat, playful out, before I introduce our next epic speaker. Y'all said we're going to playful out. I see you guys. What's up, Kermit? Are you driving? You're not allowed to type in the chat, but the rest of you, what's your excuse? No excuses. See Walt's in the house. Great to see you, my friend. All right, all right. Seeing all of your insights coming through. It's important for you guys to integrate it. What's amazing when you do share your insights is not only are you able to like really integrate it by writing it down and seeing it and crystallizing your lessons, but you're also actually helping everyone else, because now they're able to see the summary of everything that just happened and take that in just from another perspective. So it's of great service when you share your insights. Yeah, I took some notes personally about just like doing forgiveness work about people who like betrayed me in the past. I hadn't thought about that. Like that's a money block. Boom. I learned that that I have a block around, what did I write here? Oh, it needs more money to make money. I don't know if there's anybody else, but that's definitely in there somewhere. I got to do some work around that. That it takes money to make money. Shoot, I wish it didn't, but I'm sure it doesn't, but I do believe it. You know what I mean? So I got to get that shit out of there. All right, cool. All right, so with that, that was helpful. Thank you so much, Erin. I'm stoked to introduce you. Yeah, love fingers for Erin. I'm stoked to introduce you to our own Jackie Simmons, the incredible founder of the, help me out, Jackie.
All right. He's going to stumble over my process, which is conscious transformational coaching. Yes. The reality is I'm the founder of Success Journey Academy. My passion? Entrepreneurs, specifically experienced coaches and healers who deliver amazing results to their clients and struggle to get new clients. You're gifted, even brilliant. And yet when it comes to telling someone, oh, I have a program and it's, and then you struggle and you choke if you're like me. Oh, and by the way, I am a master at having a sales conversation where I never made an offer. Can you relate? They were wanting to buy what I was laying down, and I never said, how would you like to pay for that? Oh, by the way, the most powerful sentence in the world, the most powerful question, the one that will make you the most money. How would you like to pay for that? I didn't learn that in a coaching school. I didn't learn that as an energetic healer. And yes, I am a multi-certified expert. I am both a transformative mediator, could do court-ordered mediation, but I don't. I'll tell you why in a minute. I am also an energetic healer. I'm certified in 3, 4, 5, a lot. of energetic healing arts. I let Katie, by the way, Katie Miller's my oldest daughter, just so you'll know. The reason I'm telling you that is because if I say, hey, Katie, can you help me out with the link? You'll understand why. She's both my oldest child and the director of operations of my company. So the elephant in the room. What does it take to show up? What does it take to show up today before you resolve your money blocks, before you figure out what's in the way? What does it take to show up today? Well, it starts with knowing what your ideal client wants from you. Have you ever heard that people buy you and not your product? If you've heard that people buy you and not your product, put a 1 in the chat. Just let me know that this is something that you've heard before. I got another one to ask you about because I'm seeing a lot of ones on people buy you and not your product. The other one, have you ever heard that people only buy from people they know, like, and trust? If you've heard that, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, look at this. I'm Jackie. I'm known as the elephant tamer. The elephant that I tame is the elephant in the room, the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck. Both of those statements are nothing more than limiting beliefs. They are myths. They are cultural memes. They are not real, except that you buy into them, you believe them. And that's why sales is hard. Sales is hard because you've bought into the myths around why people buy. So we're going to bust a bunch of myths. I'm going to take you on a quick journey into the biggest expert in the world on sales and what he had to say about what stops people from being successful. And then I'm not going to make you an offer. Actually, Miro made me an offer. And he said, Jackie, you've got this training coming up. I know you normally get $97 for it, but would you give it to my tribe for free? Well, he also gave me a microphone, which says a lot. Not to mention, he made it possible for me to go to Fiji a couple of weeks ago. So, of course, you guys get it all for free. So we'll talk more about that in a minute.
Yay.
Here we go. Yeah, everybody celebrate. You're gonna get a gift, and Miro's responsible because it's all his fault anyway. Actually, it is. He is totally responsible for why we're in the room. And yet, how? And Miro, can I put you on the spot for a second?
All day, Jackie. Let's go.
All right. Look around the room. The practice of active gratitude would mean that you paused right now and looked around the room at all of the people, and this is what I'm doing. Look around the room at all of the people who are here and express appreciation. Now, guess what, guys? Miro, I love you, but I'm not going to appreciate you for this. Why? Because you all are in my world and you are listening to what I'm saying. Yeah, Miro's group, but it was the choices I made, the decisions I made to be in connection with Miro. So if I express appreciation to myself first, then and only then can I be authentically in gratitude for other people. So you can unspotlight yourself, Miro. I just put you on the spot, but not the spotlight. Sorry, keep yourself muted. Oh, by the way, I do have highly developed directive tendencies. That's my way of saying I'm bossy, and it works for me. So whatever your primary personality trait is, it might be a good idea for you to let it out a little more. All right, but I promised, I digressed. All right, let's pull this back. Have you ever heard of Napoleon Hill? I just got, everything went random on my thing. You heard of Napoleon Hill? He's really well known for what it takes to succeed. So if you've ever, he wrote a little book and he made a little bit of money really late in life around it. And he interviewed a bunch of really successful people and put together what it takes to have a successful business. What he is less known for is a radio interview where the radio interviewer asked him, why do businesses fail? Why do small businesses fail? I was way more fascinated by that. He had 3 reasons why small businesses fail. Believe it or not, the first one, I'm sure none of you have ever experienced. The first reason that small businesses fail is the inability of the business owner to get along with other people. I'm sure none of you have ever struggled to get along with anybody else. So we're safe there, right? That one's not going to be in your way. The second reason, and I know this doesn't apply to any of you, the second reason that small businesses fail, according to Napoleon Hill, is the inability of the business owner to stick it out when things get tough. And as an entrepreneur, you know things get tough. I don't care if you're a speaker, a healer, or a teacher, you know things are going to get tough. And you're all here, so you're sticking it out. So I know that's not you. But if you are not making all the money, you're not closing all the sales, you're not enrolling all the peeps, you're not like living it full out, this might be your challenge. It's the inability of the business owner to make decisions effectively and efficiently. That's the third reason most businesses fail. And most small business owners are human. They can get caught up in indecision. And my job in the world is to help you make decisions faster, to help you be so confident that you take action sooner, to help you be a risk taker rather than risk averse, because you cannot course correct if you're not what? In motion. What's in the way of that is usually emotion. That's why we do anything, is because of how we feel. What I learned is that one person who feels a lot, who allows their heart to show up, can change the world in 7 minutes. That's why you are all invited to attend How to Sell in 7 minutes or less. And we're going to unpack what your ideal clients really want from you. And it's probably the one thing you are that is scariest for you to give them. And I get that. But don't worry, we got you on that. So we'll put the link in the chat so you could sign up for this tomorrow. And in the meantime, I want to share with you this idea. What would your life be like if you were so confident in how the people you worked with would benefit? And you were so certain that you were willing to put it in concrete terms for them, so that it wasn't about, oh, you're going to feel better. Because trust me, as an energetic healer, I was gagged by my training program. I was told I could not guarantee results for my clients. I could not talk about what would actually happen. And I found a loophole. And life changed. And here's the loophole. What if you guaranteed your process, not your outcome? So we're going to unpack that more in How to Sell in 7 minutes or less. How do I know that 7 minutes is enough? My middle daughter, Stephanie, lives near me. I was doing in-person 3-day events and teaching people how to craft their signature talk and their 7-minute message that matters and their elevator pitch, how to have an introduction that was so solid you could stand on it. And she was not just supporting me, but she was participating. And at this event, she spoke and gave her 7-minute message that matters. It was August 3rd. 2019. And in 7 minutes, she not only changed my world, she launched a movement and a nonprofit known as the Teen Suicide Prevention Society. How many lives have been saved because she was brave enough to stand and deliver for 7 minutes? We don't know the number. But I will tell you, it is a movement that is growing. As a matter of fact, a group of famous musicians showed up and wrote an anthem, a song that saves lives. From one 7-minute talk. Oh, and by the way, That 7-minute talk, I started talking about her and about what she wanted to do, which is talk to teens about emotional intelligence and resilience before they need it. And I got offered something I didn't expect. Erin's been talking about stages and what you can do with them. What I was offered was a TEDx stage. How many of you have ever thought about doing a TEDx talk? Yeah, cool. You got a topic? Pop your topic into the chat, because I had never really thought about doing a TEDx talk, but if I was going to do one, it would be on mindset or it would be on positivity. These are the things, neuroscience, these are the things I'm known for. But I got offered a TEDx stage only if I would give a talk on how to end teen suicide. It was the last topic I wanted to talk about. So I did. And 92,000 people have had their brains rewired because they've watched the talk. And it's now known as the talk that saves lives. What I want to impress upon you from this is the fact that her 7-minute talk, is she a professional speaker? No. Is she an entrepreneur? Mm-mm. Subject matter expert? Not unless you're talking Lyme disease and dysfunctional families and things like that. Nothing that would have ever led anyone to believe that what she had to say would make a difference. I'm going to challenge each one of you. Bust your beliefs. Get your message into the world. Let the world tell you whether or not it resonates with you. And here's the one key that you want to know. All right, this is the bedrock of everything that I teach on this topic of sales. And it's this. The one thing they want from you is your certainty. They want you to be so confident in, not in yourself, but in who they will become and what they will accomplish working with you. They want you to be so confident in who they will become and what they will accomplish working with you that you will guarantee it. And don't worry if you're not willing to guarantee it today. We'll fix that tomorrow.
Love it.
So thank you. Thank you, Miro, for creating this opportunity for me. And I'm happy to take questions if there's time. I just want to honor everybody's time.
Yes, thank you so much. Wow, Jackie. Let's give it up for Jackie Simmons, everybody. That was fire. Woo! There was so much genius in there. I need a moment to integrate everything, and I want to invite everyone to join me. What is your single biggest insight from Jackie's talk? I think one of the things that Erin dropped in the chat that was really impactful for me is that the message that you're most afraid to talk on is the one that people will buy. There's power in that statement. I've seen Katie speak at the Fiji Mastermind, and it was impromptu. I don't know that was planned. It was, everyone was in tears. And I remember one of the members, one of our guests said, hearing Katie talk has like changed her life, and she will be like a lifelong follower of the Suicide Prevention Society based on her just speaking. And I'm going to pause that, because just so you'll know, that particular young lady who we met in Fiji and who heard Katie sing the anthem. That's right.
Came to our 4-hour training program for the Teen Suicide Prevention Society and learned how to have the talk to end suicidal thinking and how to end bullying and self-sabotage and negative thinking. And just sent me a message that says she wants to continue. And so she'll be coming to these other trainings because, by the way, if you have a mission, you better master sales, guys. If you have a mission, you want to master getting your message into the world, because no message around your mission means no movement. And I want you all to have your own movements. That's my goal in the world. I want you each to have your own movement, to create your, not ripple, but your own wave of change. And I will not stop until you do. So yeah, remember I said I had highly developed directive tendencies? You come into my world, I will not stop. I will be your backbone and your kick in the ass, because that's my job. And I'm really good at it. Just ask any of my coaches. They'll be at the event tomorrow, so you can talk to them. Anyway, thank you, Miro. Questions, comments, ahas?
Let's ask some questions, friends. Playful out. What time is the event tomorrow? Boom. Great question.
7 p.m. I think I put it in the chat, maybe not.
That's 7 p.m. What time zone?
Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Cool. That means quick math 4. Is that 4 Pacific time? California
That is
people?
4 Pacific.
4
Thank
Pacific.
you, Lois. Yeah. So
Cool. So I noticed that you put a promo code that people are receiving. What does that give them access to? Because it looks like it's a $97 event. Oh, $197 event under
it gives them access to it for free because that's what you asked me for. And I'm like, well, of course. Yeah. By the way, there's something really seductive about being on a tropical beach and barefoot and all of those things. I did not know. Oh my God. At the Teen Suicide Prevention Society, we teach a concept called you can't tell by looking. You can't tell by looking who's struggling or who's grieving. It's just what we've noticed. It's what we've observed. But what I found out in Fiji, you can't tell by looking who you're talking to, because the person running behind the scenes and making sure things are working just might be the producer of one of the most acclaimed documentaries ever produced called We Rise Up. And I discovered that yesterday. That the person who was the go-to for if you have any problems with your room or with where do you need to be next is actually the producer, and her husband is the director of one of the most acclaimed documentaries ever seen. So here's what I will do. I will make sure you have free access to that documentary when you sign up to come tomorrow night. So grab your seat and let me give you the ability to understand what's happening on the planet, which is there's a shift from understanding success as personal success to global success to universal success. And that's what the documentary is about. That we're coming into an age where it's not possible for one person to succeed unless all people succeed. And that resonates with me. If it resonates with you, I want to make sure you have access to it. So I got permission right before this call. So part of my tribe, you get it free access. So thank you. And thank you, Katie, for making sure that all the information is in the chat.
Love it. And those of you who are watching the replay, just request the link to all this good stuff in the comments. If the offer is still available, then you will get it. And otherwise, we have something else that's just for you guys.
I will create a second live training if there are people who watch the replay and it's after the one this week. Yeah. You send a note and say, hey, you better watch this in 48 hours because Jackie's going to give you an additional training day. And I will do that for your tribe, Mara.
One thing that's lingering with me that you shared is that how to sell what your customers really want to buy in 7 minutes. Okay, that's super intriguing. I can't wait to see the cliffhanger of that. I don't know if there's a teaser, like a short answer to that, or is this a like go to
all right, I'm putting it out to the audience. How many of you caught that I gave you the answer to that? If you know the answer, just put a 1 in the chat. Don't tell Miro because he missed it. All right, so it's a super secret. Don't tell Miro. But if you caught the answer to the question of what your clients really want, what do they want to buy from you? Put a 1 in the chat. Looks like you could have a lot of one-on-one phone calls, Miro.
I just ask the audience. That's what
you can ask the audience, and I will reply again. Here we go. Your clients don't care about your process. I'm sorry. I know if you're like me, you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and maybe more, multiple years, maybe even decades of your life amassing expertise, and your ideal clients don't care. What do they care about? They care about the fact that you believe who they will become and what they will accomplish working with you so strongly that you'll guarantee it. And the people who need you the most need your certainty about that one thing more than they need your knowledge, more than they need your expertise, more than they need your process. They need your certainty. They need for you to be the rock that they can stand on. And nobody told me that. And my business struggled for years. Once I understood who they needed me to be, I realized I couldn't be that. And I imploded. And I went into hiding. That's why my book is From Your Path from Secret to Success, because I could not stand and be the rock for other people. Because I was sure that if they got to know me, they wouldn't want to work with me. And I had a lot of good reasons for that, including that I was raising a suicidal daughter. I had my own bouts of clinical depression. If you knew how messy I was on the inside, why would you trust what I was offering on the outside? And that mythology nearly drove me into bankruptcy, but the problem is it wasn't a myth. This one was true. Because I was trying to keep a secret, no one could trust me and they wouldn't even know why. Their spidey sense would let them know that there was something off. I didn't know there was something off. I didn't think about any of those things. They were my personal life, not my business life.
Yeah. Thank you, Jackie. I feel like I knew all of these answers already. I just needed to hear it again. You know what I mean? I paid attention the first time. I just need you to say it one more time. No, thank you. The way you described like having certainty and really that belief that they get that one outcome and that you're willing to guarantee it, it's so powerful. I think if people take nothing else away but just that and actually implement it, everyone's business here will transform literally. And so I'm really grateful for that. I'm excited for diving deeper into workshopping together. Let's give it up for Jackie Simmons, yo. Love it. Sweet. So I know that there's going to be more questions. I'm going to just want to answer one question that was in the room by Dr. Eve. Massive shout out to Dr. Eve, who's launching some incredible things that you guys all need to be aware of for relationship healing, specifically if you've ever been in a narcissistic, toxic relationship. Dr. Eve knows a few things, and she brings in her medical expertise in, as well as her intuitive and healing abilities to get people out of bad relationships into what they really deserve and need. So Dr. Eve says, how do I access the recording? So Dr. Eve is a VIP member to Monday Masterminds as well. So that means she can show up here for an entire year. And we've been seeing her, we'll continue to see her. Is always welcome here as a VIP. Primary access to hot seats as well and Q&A. That means she meets all these epic humans like Jackie and like Erin and gets primary access, like Brittany as well. Massive shout out to Brittany, who's a VIP. And so if you want to have that level of access, or you want the replay to this or any of our previous or future recordings, you can inquire to become a member of ManifestX Mastermind. At this level, it's not $12,000, it's not $30,000. It's $3K for the full pay for entire year. That breaks down to $297 a month if you want to do the monthly plan. And you learn things like how to sell with certainty from Jackie Simmons, get incredible invites and discounted tickets or free tickets to events like this. And just access to this amazing community of people who love you, believe in you, want to see you win, who support each other. And one of the guiding principles that we have here at ManifestX is the bigger each of us get, the bigger all of us get. The bigger each of us get, the bigger all of us get. And that way we all get to level up. The more each of us level up, the more all of us level up. And so I'm in love with this community. And if you like this community as much as I do, please consider staying here and coming back and being a committed member. And with all of that being said, and so I also want to bring a highlight to something special I've put together for our community over the last couple of years. I released a bundle that some of you have already bought. I don't know if my buyers are here or not, but I just released a bundle over the weekend. I don't know if it's a Cyber Monday bundle, but I just want to bring your attention to this. And I also want to share you what it is that I did so that you can see kind of like what I'm implementing in real time. Because I just, on the last 24 hours, created 3 digital sales that require 0 additional delivery on my end. That are going to help people with the proven processes that have just proven to work over and over again over the last few years. So I just want to give you bring your attention to it to see if the bundle is for you, but also just so you know a little bit behind the scenes of what I'm implementing right now that's working. Because it's one thing to have a strategy that works, and it's another thing to have a strategy that works right now, because especially with social media, the digital marketing landscape changes so quickly. So what we did here is what we put together is this little bundle right here. It's what I call the Epic Results Bundle. It's a 10K in 10 days challenge for speakers and coaches. So what it is 4 of my proven processes, templates, and scripts that have already proven to work to get coaches and speakers epic results. So even if you're just starting, you're still trying to figure out your packaging, this is for you if you know that you have something to sell right now and you want to get it out there for more people fast. The full disclaimer, like the 10K will come in when you have a premium offer. So if you're not yet selling at $1,000 or $3,000 or above, I would not expect you to make $10,000 with this in like as little as 10 days, although it's possible, I guess. And so, yeah, I just want to share with you what's in it real quick and how fun this has been, because literally, it was literally last night on Sunday that I was sitting down with one of my team members, and we just did a little copywriting together, put this together, put it on Canva, published it, and then just, you know, woke up to 3 new sales. So Laia bought it. So congrats, Laia. I know you're not here now, but you often visit the replay. So congratulations to you. And Carla just bought this as well, who's been a member. She's actually all the way from Netherlands, and she's a stress management expert as well. I know we have a mental, emotional experts in the room. And so they got it. And so all it was really is it's just putting this together, giving what I did is I thought, okay, what do I already have that's ready to sell right now? What do I already have that's ready to go right now that that people have gotten results with in the past, that does not require additional work for me? So all of you who are content creators, who've done scripts before, who've done courses before, do you have something right now that's already given another person results? Just like raise your hand if you do. If you already have something that gives people results, cool. So how easy would it be for you to take some of those things, maybe the 3 to 4 most valuable things of those, put them together in a bundle that people can buy, and just do a post. Just do a post and see if you get takers. You have nothing to lose by doing it. And what's amazing about it is it also shows you who in your audience is ripe and ready to take the next step with you. And once they buy something at a small level that they get a wow experience for, that also puts them in a perfect position for you to have a conversation about what their needs are, what more they might need. Because, you know, open up conversations like, hey, you know, it sounds like you want this bundle, but let me ask you some questions about where you're at. Because what you're needing might not be a template and a script. What you might be needing is actually way more than that, something way more hands-on based on your goals or what your problems are right now, right? But it's a conversation starter with people who are already voting with their dollars. Those are the ideal qualified buyers who are already telling you, yeah, I'm willing to pay for stuff. So let's talk to me instead of those people who are, you know, ended up not buying anything. So I just wanted to share that with you because it's working, and it's working right now. And also want to share with you the content of the bundle if you want to know. If you want to know what am I putting in my $44 bundle, just like raise your hand, because I'm not going to share with you. Like if you don't care, I don't care more. You know what I mean? If you don't care about it, no worries. But like if you want to see what it is that I'm putting in my bundle, just pop a one in the chat and I share with you what's in it and how you can make potentially 10K before 10K before 10 days.
So there we go. So you made 10K. I'm just going to unpack that because I got a little lost. So you made 10K in the last few days by offering a bundle. And that's a lovely thing and a great example.
No. That's not what it is. I'll be fully transparent. Thank you for bringing transparency into the conversation. Yeah. 1 second. I'll do a spotlight thing. Cool. All right. So probably with the spotlight, I'm not sure if we are all spotlight. I should be spotlighted right now. Cool. All right. So let me just show you what's in the bundle, why it's a 10K for Epic Results Bundle. Let's just get right into it. All right. So this will all make sense in a minute. Stay with me, Jackie. So the idea is, what if you could get out of your sales slump in the next 10 days? Over the past few years, I've worked with hundreds of entrepreneurs. And a constant pain point is, I hear, maintaining the motivation to get consistent wins. So fast forward, what I did is I put the best stuff that have proven to get people results into one bundle rather than multiple offers. Now, these are scripts, proven scripts, templates, frameworks, courses, and guides. So even though I did 3 sales in my sleep, essentially, that's what I did, for $44. So I made with this bundle a total of whatever 3 times 44 is. That's what I did without any additional effort, though. And it's opened up the door for more conversations and relationships with people who are ready to buy now. Does that make sense? So that's where I'm at with it right now. However, what the content is, one of the things, for example, is the one call close framework that has made me and my clients, and Louis can attest to this because he's still using it today, the 3K to 25K sales in one call. Louis has raised his hand. All right, you already know what I'm talking about. This is the Lighthouse method by Jesse Elder. You want to speak, my brother? You want to say a few things about
I
that?
just wanted to put my hand up, let people know it's true.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Let's do this. Cool. So that's that. And then the lowest hanging fruit process. Oh, Jackie, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this next one. You're gonna love number 4, Jackie. The lowest hanging fruit process to identify your easy to convert buyers and get quick wins using your intuition. So I actually show you what it looks like, so that you know what's in it. Like you can actually see what's in it. And then the entire framework we use, Jackie and I, you know the guide that we're using for like your event process, like the guide that I call here. I'll just show you the guide. I'm just going to show you the guide.
And I'm just going to disqualify myself because your guide said at 8 weeks out, do this, and at 7 weeks out, do this. And the reality is that I'm not very coachable. When I say I have highly developed directive tendencies, that means I don't take it well when other people tell me what to do, but I'm really good at telling other people. So I did some of this and I'm doing some of this, and I have amazing speakers books thanks to Miro's introductions and Erin saying yes, because she's one of them, and she's going to have a chance to really unpack what she was talking about tonight at the 3-day in December. So the reality is it's good to have a bedrock to start from, and it's okay to do it your way. So I love that you put it in that bundle. I paid a little more than $44 for it. I'm just saying.
Yes, that's a fact. So thank you for not being mad at me about that, Jackie. Yeah, so Jackie and I, here's the difference. People are getting, for $44, people are getting the guide. People are getting the guide. They can implement this, read it, and implement this on their own, right? So we have the process, what it takes over the course of 6 to 8 weeks to sell out your event 100% guaranteed. And the mindset is, I can tell you a little bit about the mindset, but the difference is what they're not getting is me one-on-one. What they're not getting is me personally guaranteeing, like, I'm going to I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to do this for you. Jackie and I, we're putting an event on together. Like literally when she's talking about her 3-day event, I will be at her event. I'll be bringing my people, my energy, my speakers. Erin will be at her event. Like I'm bringing all my people. Like that's the level of service. Like we're going to create some epic magic together. And change the world together, and even do some epic event aftercare together as well. There's a Hawaii thing that we might be doing together, and I'm pretty excited about that. So y'all can just look forward to that. So there's a level of service that Jackie is receiving that's not a $44 bundle. And at the same time, the framework, the guidelines is very much the same. This is the same conversation that we're having around what it takes each week to get clear, to activate your speakers, your affiliate partners, to incentivize them so that it's a full yes for them to promote your event. And that's how we can guarantee that you sell your event. I'm going to tell you just one nugget from this guide that will has the potential to just give you the confidence in selling, with confidence in selling out your events. So you can sell your coaching programs, your retreats, your services, and your products. This one I'm really excited about. Let's say you have 10, I just had this conversation with Brittany, one of our VIPs today. Let's say you have 10 people who are able and willing to bring 10 people each, okay? So you have 10 promotional partners, they bring 10 people. each. Together, you have 100 people that could potentially show up for your event. Are y'all following the math? Pretty simple, right? So you got 10 people, 10 or 100 people. Cool. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to limit the event to 80 people. We're going to limit the event to 60 to 80 people, 60 to 80%. Why are we doing that? Why? Because then we get to say this event will sell out. And that if anything goes wrong, because stuff doesn't always go your way. I don't know who is here an entrepreneur that's everything going to plan 100% of the time. It doesn't happen like that. So when things go sideways or different, you're like, I actually have like a safety margin. I still know this event will sell out, and I don't have to worry about if people are going to buy it or not. You know what I mean? I know for a fact this event will sell out. So now it's about getting the right people in a room with the right energy, and you remove scarcity from yourself. And you're just basically, it's about them. Like, hey, you want to be part of this event or not? Like, 80 people are going to have a transformation at this event. Do you want to be one of them? Do you see the difference in that? So like that brings you back into certainty. So I wanted to share that mindset frame, and there's a ton of tips like that for every stage. 6 to 8 weeks out, we have during the event, after the event, and all that good stuff. And then in any case, when in doubt, reach out. All of this stuff is inside the Epic bundle. So if you don't yet have it, just let me know if you want to be part of the Epic Results bundle. It is $44. And if you're deciding to stay part of this community or become a member, an official member, I'm actually including the bundle in your membership. So it's a gift as well. Cool. All right. That's a long story. And that's the longest I've been talking about selling my own stuff, I think, here for a while. But I want to give it up to our Epic speakers, Erin and Jackie. Can we give it up to them one more time? Thank you, guys. That was epic. Epic, epic. I want to make sure that we have something to implement. We have 7 minutes for accountability. So I want to hear a few hot seats on what are you going to be implementing based on what you've learned today. What's like one thing that you can implement right away that you learned today? And if you're unclear, I want to know, what are your goals? What are you celebrating? What do you want to celebrate by next Monday when we meet again? And I'm going to start with, I would love to hear from Harrison before he has to go. Harrison, can we hear your lovely voice, my friend? He is muted.
All right. The very thing that I want to implement is several of these concepts in my particular training. I have a training coming up, and actually we're going to do one with you, Miro. And we do a 7-figure day. And some of these things are absolutely astronomical to include in that. So we're talking about, 3 reasons businesses fail. That's a really great way to address and to also, connect with people who are in a struggle. And most people who come to events and circumstances are in some kind of trouble. It's also great to deal with, the emotional needs of people, because if you are certain about what they can become, they respond to that. So, that really direct and great thing. And if you can guarantee your product and process in a short amount of time, that's how they are attracted to you. So the message and the packaging are ultimately important for you to connect with people. And that's a dynamic combo for people. So, we eliminate the internal beliefs, we eliminate the sales blocks, we eliminate the difficulty in your certainty and in those kinds of things. And this is what I got from everybody today, from both speakers today, is that those kind of things will enhance your processes for everybody else in a dramatic way. And I would just venture to say, as a guess, it's probably pretty close to 100%. So. So really, really cool. Thank you, ladies, for this incredible opportunity to just hear you speak, because I never knew you guys were here. So also, I've heard Jackie, but I've never heard you in a presentation, Jackie. So you guys are in flow. I love it. And, you have passion and energy. And, that's one way we know that you have certainty about your projects and processes. So thank you so much for showing me this kind of energy and intensity and love. I appreciate that.
Love it. Let's give it up for Harrison, yo. He's a legend. I love having Harrison around. We're gonna do some epic stuff together, Harrison. I'm stoked. Awesome.
We are in greatness.
Yes. Inspired
Yeah.
greatness.
Okay.
Dr. Eve.
I do got to go though. Take care.
Love you, Harrison. See ya.
Take care, Miro. Take care, Jackie. Take care, Erin, and all the rest.
Dr. Eve, putting you on the spot. What is one takeaway that you're planning on implementing, and what do you want to celebrate next Monday?
Okay. What I want to do is complete my speaker one sheet so that I can get myself put on stages.
Epic. Oh, I feel you just activated Erin. Erin is like, yo, I know this one. I know the answer to this. I have some tips for you. So stay tuned, Erin. If you want to unleash on Dr. Eve, you may. Just I want to hear the second part of her answer. What else you got, Dr. Eve? What are you trying to accomplish? So you're gonna do. I guess that will be. I guess that answers the second question. Next Monday, you get to celebrate having completed your speaker one sheet. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Erin, do you want to share some nuggets with Dr. Eve on that?
So the biggest thing that organizers want to know, they want to see that what are the takeaways the audience can get. Now, don't put 5 topics on there because as an event producer, if you see, I'm like, even if I saw you speak somewhere, I might not even know the title that I saw you speak on. And so now I'm confused on which one to book you on. So if you have 2 talks, and I always say you should usually have one, you should make $100,000 in one talk before doing a different talk, because you'll be known for it. Tony Robbins didn't get known for Unleash the Power Within until after he did all these other things. And then he could do relationship mastery, business mastery, you name it, right? Because now they've bought the brand. So you don't want to just like get them all confused. Come up with one topic on that one sheet. And even if you come up with another one sheet that has another topic, that is the easiest and clearest way for an organizer like me to go, I want her, right? And so really making sure that when you're writing this up, it's what is their audience going to get? You know, the organizer is your ideal audience when you're submitting it, but they want to know how you're going to provide value to their people. So really make sure you have a lot of that. They love to see some testimonials if you have people saying, oh my gosh, Erin is the best thing since sliced bread, all of those things, because they want to see that you spoke on the stages. Erin poured into our audience so much. People have me come and speak because I sell their products for them. I get on stage and I go through stuff and then I'm like, yeah, and Miro is $44. Like, why aren't you guys all have that right now? Don't make this be a $3 thing, a three sale thing. You all should have that, right? So it really is. If you make sure that the audience is taking care of, the organizer will ask you back every single time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all that.
Fire. Love that, Erin. And for Dr. Eve, just based on our conversations, because Dr. Eve we've been chatting on WhatsApp. One of the things that I want you to do, because I know you have a big speaking event coming up in the new year, in January or February, right? So one of the things I want to challenge you to, because I know it's like sometimes when we have a big event coming up, we get like a little nerves around it. And so what I want to challenge you to do is do like 10 more talks before that event.
Yeah. And really the speaker one is so that how do I say, so that when people give me leads, then I can hand this to those leads. So in other words, looking for stages to speak on.
So Eve, I've got a quick hack for you. You ready?
All right, I want to hear that.
Make yourself a note to ask every event organizer one question. If there was one thing your audience could take away from my talk, what would it be? Okay. And when you get the answer to that question, I don't care what it is, and I don't care what else you want to talk about, deliver that. And then your event organizer will love you, and you will be known as easy to work with, somebody who always delivers.
I see.
Most people don't ask the question. So we're going to unpack that in the 3-day, because the rules for being a speaker, you know, you've got it, your rules, and you've got the event organizer's rules. So we're unpacking that. But the simplest thing to do that will make you known for being easy to work with and effective is if you ask that question and then deliver on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
that helpful, Dr. Eve?
Yes, thank you very much.
Awesome. I want to activate the community because we all said we were playing Full Out, right? Y'all remember that? Oh, remember that? Yes, we're playing Full Out. Okay, cool. So who here would like to get on more stages, virtual interviews, podcasts? Just like raise your hand. Cool, cool. Who here has a stage to offer where you could actually have somebody speak on your stage? Just if you do, raise your hand. See, what's interesting is I don't see everyone's hands go up because literally everyone here has a stage. Where's your stage? It's in the palm of your hands. Do you have a social media profile? You got a stage that you can share with others. You got an Instagram account? You got a stage that you can share with others. You got a Facebook account? You got a stage you can share with others. Yeah, it gets to be like that. So doing a live interview swap is a super easy step because what happens is people are seeing you as a speaker because guess what? You're doing it. You're speaking. That's me. Like literally how I got into speaking, I did what I call the fear challenge, where each day I asked myself in the morning, like, what am I avoiding? Like, what am I afraid of? And I decided to do the thing. And I did a video about it and posted it live on Facebook for 30 days straight. Took me 90 days to complete, but my confidence as a speaker was next level. I was so afraid to talk about my fears, but I was more afraid of continuously being afraid for the rest of my life that I was comfortable with it. So I just wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I did the fear challenge and it just changed my confidence as a speaker. I saw myself showing up every day. And so that live online stage helped me become comfortable in person and refine my message and what I want to talk about. Get your first, like if you haven't been talking at all, get your first 100 talks out of the way. They're going to suck. Get them out of the way as fast as possible, right? They're going to suck compared to who you will be 100 talks from now, right? And so I just want to encourage everybody to use your social media profile to use it as a stage. If you get 100 views, if you get 300 views, more than enough. Like it takes one person. We heard Katie was sharing her story with like one person totally changed her life, birthed a whole nonprofit, and like the ripple of impact, don't underestimate that. You know, so who here wants to support each other with booking more stages, whether it's interviewing a friend, whether it's inviting people to speak at your masterclass, speaking at your virtual event, speaking at your in-person event? Can we agree that we're going to put each other on stages, give and receive? Just say aye.
Aye.
All right. And who's like, I'm not comfortable with sharing my story. I'm going to keep it to myself. I don't really care about impact. I'm going to play small. Just say aye. Okay, cool. Oh, you can go ahead and push the red button at the top left. You get to go. You don't have to go back. I'm kind of kidding. Only kind of. I know the type of people here you want to make a difference. So I acknowledge that. So with that, please share your contact information with our epic speakers right here in the chat, and then everyone else, please connect with each other. We're going to hold each other accountable. You all know it. I saw you at Mastermind, so I know you want to get on stages. I have a social media profile. I haven't posted in 3 days, so let's do interview swap, right? Support somebody, hold them accountable, share your information with each other, and let's celebrate some wins. I'm going to hear you celebrating, Dr. Eve. Not only do you have your speaker one sheet, but you did 2, 3 live interview swaps with our Manifest X members. Cool?
Thank you.
All right. All right. With that, we're way over time. Thank you guys for playing Full Out. Stay connected. Come back next time. If you're not yet a member, consider joining us. Please come to all of Jackie's, Erin's events. See us speak at all the upcoming events. We're all over the place. Join Manny. We're having a network influence with Manny tomorrow, and continue to level up. The opportunities are abundant. There's no reason to hide, play small, quit, struggle, doubt. No reason. All the resources are here. Just ask for what you need. When in doubt, reach out. Love y'all. I'm out. Share some love. Love y'all.